Privyet, Druzy, Wes O'Donnell, veteran of the U.S. Army and the U.S. Air Force, and I speak Russian because razumno izuchat protivnika. Today we're talking about Ukraine's Kursk invasion. Here's what we know. In a move that's left many astonished, Ukraine has executed a surprise attack with a significant incursion into Russia's Kursk region. Over the past 72 hours, what initially seemed like just another raid has turned into something much more substantial. In the realm of military operations, tactical and operational surprise is a universal force multiplier. Sometimes, surprise is so pervasive that it eliminates a responsive opponent from the field. Ukraine caught Russia completely by surprise, which is likely why they have been able to penetrate so deeply into Kursk. Unlike Russia's feeble, dismounted infantry operations earlier this year around Kharkiv, Ukraine used speed and armored vehicles, reminiscent of Ukraine's successful Thunder Run offensive in late 2022. Even with only a glimpse of the full picture, several key elements of this Ukrainian operation stand out. Here's what we know so far. This is not a small-scale raid, but a multi-brigade operation. We've identified the 22nd Mechanized Brigade and the 82nd Air Assault Brigade, both highly experienced units, although the 82nd is younger. Unlike previous Ukrainian counteroffensives where new units were used, these seasoned brigades are spearheading the attack, which is already paying off with significant territorial gains. To give you an idea of the size of these units, the 82nd Air Assault Brigade has about 2,000 troops and consists of tank company, an artillery group with multiple artillery battalions, 3 mechanized infantry battalions, anti-aircraft defense battalions, 2 attack drone companies, an engineer battalion, maintenance, logistics, signals, radar, and medical companies, plus the headquarters company. Also, the 82nd is one of Ukraine's brigades that is equipped with a large contingent of Western equipment. My friend David Axe, writing for Forbes, once called the brigade comically powerful. Among their state-of-the-art weapon systems, they have 90 U.S. Stryker combat vehicles, 40 German-made Marauder infantry fighting vehicles, 24 U.S.-made M113 infantry carriers, and 14 Challenger tanks from the U.K. Also, some sources are claiming the 88th Mechanized Brigade is also involved, with a similar force composition to the 22nd Mechanized. If confirmed, this means Ukraine attacked with at least a force the size of 4,000 troops, tons of modern vehicles and weapons, and likely many more troops that are not immediately visible. But this Thunder Run style approach brings logistical challenges, as mechanized units require maintenance and are harder to keep fueled when used in an expeditionary capacity. With their attacking force, Ukraine deployed robust air defense capabilities, reportedly downing at least 1 Russian fighter jet and 2 Kh-52 Alligator attack helicopters. This success is likely a direct result of the element of surprise and the disruption of Russian command and control. It appears clear now that Ukraine has made significant inroads into Russian territory, but while the exact extent of their advance is still unclear, this operation represents the most substantial territorial gain since late 2022. And there's still the mysterious issue of Ukraine's strategic goals. So far, we can only speculate what Ukraine is trying to achieve. At the tactical level, obviously the focus is on seizing ground and destroying Russian forces, but the larger objectives are where the speculation starts. One possible goal is to divert Russian forces from Russian attacks along the front lines. While Russia's manpower advantage makes this challenging, forcing a strategic redistribution of Russian forces could create new opportunities for Ukraine. Strategically, Ukraine might be aiming to disrupt Russian offensives that have continued through 2024. By forcing Russia to relocate resources, Ukraine could break Russian momentum. Boosting morale within Ukraine is another likely objective. After months of defensive operations and constant attacks on infrastructure, a successful cross-border attack could lift the spirits of the Ukrainian population. Finally, it could be a combination of two or more of these things, and even a future negotiating tactic in case Trump wins the U.S. election. With U.S. support stopped in a future Trump administration, Ukraine would be in a better negotiating position if it held Russian territory. But I guess the question is, could Ukraine hold it? Taking ground is one thing, but holding it, especially deep in enemy territory, is something entirely different. Russia appears to be in something of a state of shock following the Ukrainian assault. Now, Putin has responded more swiftly than during the Prigozhin uprising, labeling this operation as a large-scale provocation. However, the Russian military has still yet to fully mobilize. Russian citizens in Sudzha are claiming that they cannot reach their government, despite reports online that citizens in Sudzha have been evacuated. How effectively Russia responds will be interesting to watch. Their centralized command and control structure could slow them down. Still, this could be a masterstroke on Ukraine's part. As the situation unfolds, good leadership, flexible execution, and strategic coherence will be paramount. And whether this is just a large-scale raid or a significant turning point in the war, the coming days will reveal much about Ukraine's objectives and the operation's ultimate impact. Stay frosty, friends, and stay tuned. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. Slava Ukraini.